Hi, this is My Life, My Identity podcast with Nancy Chamaka. This podcast is centered around my story, my life, my experiences, my journey, and counting. It is all about identifying and acknowledging those little moments that really makes up the success story of our life. It is amazing to have you here on the second episode of season 2 of My Life, My Identity podcast with Nancy Chamaka. And it's your girl, aka Dr. Strange, aka Strange, aka Goddess of Photography. Yes. If you know, I keep reminding you my newest titles, all my titles. So you're gonna tell me what I should be calling you, maybe one of these days, if you want to. Anyways, but I am super excited to be here to welcome you officially to the episode number 2 of season 2. It's been like 2 months, I guess. Yes, if I'm right. Have you missed this voice? Because honestly, I know you have. I know you have been wondering where the hell is Nancy Chamaka? Where the hell is my girl, Dr. Strange? So don't be troubled. Be happy because I'm right here with you. And I've not gone too far, even though I went way too far. But I'm so super excited that I have another opportunity to be here with you, to hear your voice, for you to hear my voice. It's been a long break, and it's a mouthful kind of break. Gist plenty, my dear. Every one of you gists plenty. For my Nigerians, friends, and brothers and sisters. When I mean gist plenty, you understand what I mean. So, how have you been? What's it's been like? I know you have a lot to tell me, especially the Nigerian General Election 2023, the presidential, followed by the Guba. So it's been I don't know, the experience, the story, the everything is just, everything has to be questioned. I know you have a lot of questions and a lot of gists for me. Well, I think you have to hear me out first, then we can know where to, begin the gists. So I hope you listened to my last podcast. That was all about gratitude all the way. And that was my first episode for season 2 in the year 2023. So it's been amazing so far. It's been amazing here. It's been a revealing year, I would say, most importantly, because for a lot of us, it is revealing things playing out in Nigeria. Oh my, I don't know what to say, but honestly, I am speechless. But I've been able to give myself some break to actually understand and to be in the best position to share my experience and not break down, because things happening in Nigeria right now makes me cry. Honestly, make me cry. The election process from beginning to end is something to cry about. It's something so disappointing. But now Nigeria will be like this, giant of Africa. But what do? We move ahead. We keep pushing. We keep believing. We keep hoping that someday we'll have the best individuals in the helm of affairs of the Nigerian politics and leadership positions. Honestly, that's my honest prayer. So I believe we have, similar faith in this prayer also, if we really want this nation to move forward. So that's by the way. I don't know, you can tell me how it's been for you. So let me start first with thanking you for the patience, thanking you, all my friends all over the world, all my Nigerian listeners, my Australian listeners, my UK, my US listeners, and so on and so forth. Wherever you hear my voice from, I love you, and I love you. Thank you for always making it a point of contact to listen to this podcast. It's more like this podcast, like I said, it's all about my life, my story, my experiences, my journey and counting. And that includes you. Also, you're part of my journey, and I believe we have a long way to go. Yes, and it's for the betterment of realizing ourselves the more, self-discovery, self-awareness, our purpose, counting our blessings and naming them one after the other. Yeah, so just like I said in my last podcast, I was really opportune to be involved in the Enugu, specifically Enugu 2023 Gubernatorial election process, from campaign period till it is over. And that is why I have been very absent for those period, because when we came back 2023 to continue the election campaign, it was intense. That is why I have to pause, because God, it was every day back-to-back work for me. And guess what? You will be wondering, what is Nancy doing with 2023 Enugu State Gubernatorial election? Yes, let me gist you very well. I've not been able to call names, and I've not been able to, name my role in the, election process so far. So I am honored and grateful to be the Apuga Guba candidate photographer. You know who I'm talking about, Frank Nweke Jr. So I was the campaign photographer and his personal photographer. So throughout the process of the campaign, back to back, visiting places, markets, villages, local government, engaging the people, I was behind the camera. And you know how intense that can be. And you know the person I am working for, the man is, geez, he was campaigning based on the issues facing Enugu State. So he was about the issues. He was about providing solutions. So you know how intense that can be for people who believe in hard work. The man visited places that, oh God, it was an opportunity for me to visit places in Enugu that I never knew existed. Villages, towns. I met a lot of people, experienced a lot of people, had conversation with a lot of people, photographed a lot of people, told a lot of stories. Oh yeah, I'm a storyteller, don't you know? You should know by now. You've come a long way. You should know what my profession is, irrespective of the fact that I'm also a podcaster, talking to you right now. I'm also a storyteller, and I tell stories with my camera. I'm a photographer. That is why they call me Dr. Strange of the Strange Images. So it was an amazing experience, a whole new experience for me. It was my first time. I've never done this kind of job before. So I was open to learning, to meeting people, and the process really changed my view entirely about the political process in Nigeria, especially when you're working with somebody who knows the law, who wants to abide by the law. Funny enough, I was able to discover the real essence of government, the real essence why government even exists in the first place. So, you and I, you're learning enough. But for those who don't know, government exists because of the people. So without the people selecting their choice, I don't think we're practicing democracy at all. So it made me realize a lot of truths. And then for the way Nigeria is now, the truth, people choose to believe the lie they want to believe instead of believing the truth. But that's the country we found ourselves, and it's quite unfortunate. So, but there are hopes. My hope isn't dead, because honestly, I've spoken to a few friends after this process of election, after they declared whoever from the presidential to Enugu State. Finally, we casted our votes, and finally they choose who they want to declare the president-elect and the Guba-elect. But, what do? We are just the citizens of Nigeria, which the leaders do not care about us. But that's part of the process we want to change, because in a situation where leaders do not care about their citizens or its citizens, it's a disaster. There is no economic growth. There is no oneness. there is no agreement, there is no progress. Honestly, there is no progress. So we need to unite. And that is my honest prayer. And I don't know when that will happen, but I'm hopeful, honestly. I'm hopeful. And I believe you too, you're hopeful. Even though this election shattered a lot of us who have been having hope for Nigeria. That's the honest truth. It shattered our hope. So, I mean, the campaign process was incredible. And it's a story for another day, honestly, because, oh God, you don't want to hear what I have to say or my experiences, the stories I captured. If you've been following, okay, if your candidate was Frank Nweke Jr., for those in Enugu listening to me, you should know what I'm talking about. You've seen some amazing pictures that you see on his Twitter page, on his Facebook page, on his Instagram page, on his LinkedIn, and every other platform, social media platform. I am always the girl. I am the girl behind the camera. Yes, I am behind those cameras. So that's the beauty of the job I do. Nobody sees us, but we see everybody. It's an honor. And I love being there anyways. So it was amazing. And thank God for the kind of leader Frank Nweke is. He's an amazing individual. He's a good leader. He's a good person who really want the Enugu people to come together and work. Enugu, oh God, if you're in Enugu, you should know what I'm talking about. But let's just stop there for a while. I'm going to come back to the election, definitely. But there are other amazing things that happen in my life. Specifically, I don't want to talk. This podcast is not all about Nigeria, please. God knows. Let me deviate a little bit, please. Some, interesting part of my own personal life before, I got involved with politics. We are all politicians, whether we like it or not. Anyways, yes. So the month of January came to an end. The month of February came to an end. And now March is about to come to an end. Today is 26th. So, guess what? This was my birth month. So, I celebrated my birthday on the 9th of March. I'm a 9th baby. Yes, March baby. The babies. Baby of all babies. The queen of all queens. No, don't tell me a queen was born. Now you make me queen. Now you be my king. Don't mind me. Yes, it was beautiful to add on, to be +1 this year again. And it happened like it was a dream, because I didn't expect what happened to me to happen. Every year we tend to have a kind of a revolutionary part of us that revolves. If you're sensitive to yourself, if you're sensitive to self-development, and be paying attention to your, how you behave, your character, your view of life, and everything. So every year, it seems those things revolve. Either they get better or you get worse, depending the path you've chosen. So on this special, usually every year, few days, maybe a week or few days to my birthday, I usually fall sick, and that shows that I don't know what it means, honestly, but it's a cycle that has been repeating itself in my life, and I've been paying attention to it. Just like every year, after the Harmattan season, every January, or within January and February into March, my palm and my feet tend to peel. I shed out some skin. So it happens every year. So does this happen to me. So few days to my birthday, or few weeks to my birthday, I tend to fall sick. And honestly, my sickness doesn't last more than 2 days. Highest 1 day, I'm up. Some of us who grew up in Igbo land, because I am one Igbo finally, because ndị na-ayọ ya like that, and I feel her as in Dobanje. 80 down today, tomorrow you're up. So they will not be wondering what is wrong with this girl, So, but yes, whatever you may call it, I don't believe in anything. I believe in what I choose to believe, and that is it. So yeah, my birthday, I've been getting symptoms of weakness, and beside, just like I told you, the work I had, the project I was on was intense. I was stressed, having sleepless nights, every blessed day, looking at system, walking, jumping, looking for how to capture and tell a story. Why my boss do what he knows how to do best, Frank Nweke Jr. So, on this particular day, I came back from work Wednesday. So, according to how the plan was to be, assuming the Guba election happened on the 11th, which a day to that, they postponed it to 18th March. So on that Thursday, there's supposed to be the last day of the campaign officially. That was my birthday, which is 9th. So Wednesday, when I came back from work, I was so weak. I think my stomach was hurting. I was having this dizziness, headache. I said, okay, you know what? Let me just sleep. Maybe now sleep they do me. So as I slept, I woke up to Thursday morning, and here I was, very sick. I could not get up out of bed. I was very sick. That day was my birthday. I woke up to calls. People were wondering, Nancy, are you still sleeping? I said, yeah, so I'm so down that I can't even move my feet. I was so sick, like really, really sick. So I laid in bed for all the day. I was getting messages, calls, WhatsApp messages. The only thing I know I tried to do was that I posted some updates on my socials, from my LinkedIn to my Facebook to my Instagram, then WhatsApp. So a few friends were all dropping messages. All my friends were all dropping messages, wishing me happy birthday, not knowing that, hey, Nancy is lying sick on her bed. But I said, God, please, I don't know why I'm sick on this special day of my life, but whatever it is your plans are for me, let it all manifest. That was all I did. And personally, I am afraid of taking drugs. I don't like tablets for any reason. I'd rather take injection than taking tablets of any kind. Tablet, capsule, liquid, whatever. I just don't like the taste of drug in my mouth. So I was enduring it. I like to endure a lot of pain. So I endured the pain all through that day. Few friends I knew that I was sick, they were offering to come see me. I said, no, don't worry, I'll be fine. Just a matter of time, So yeah, I managed myself that day. Then the next day, I got up to work. You see the funny part of my life? I went to work, actually. Went to work the next day and, did few things I have to do, then come back. So finally, I was still being weak sometime, it comes and go like that. So finally, I think around Monday, I had to head to the hospital. One of my closest, dearest sweetheart said, Nancy, you have to get to the hospital. You've been stressed for a long time. You've not been having sleep. You've been working mentally drained, physically drained. So you really need to see a doctor so that it can fast track whatever it is that your system is down with. So I agreed and I went to see a doctor, and I told them, doctor, don't give me drugs. It's better you prescribe injection for me. I can come and take my injection and be going to my work. That's exactly how it happened. And 3 days I took injections and I feel better. I feel stronger. And that is how I celebrated my birthday, you see. But funny enough, there was somebody special that showed me some love. That day, I was very sick. And he insisted and came and took me out in the evening and said, Nancy, you must step out of this house. You're homesick. And I know you're not feeling fine, but you just need to come out and take in some air, fresh air. He insisted. He took me out. He got me some few things that I needed to do, which I didn't even eat till 3 days after, And I also got a special abacha from a very dear friend. People love me or forget. I get people. And that is why I said, if you've been following up on this podcast, I have some amazing friends. My ordinary friends. My amazing ordinary friends. They are incredible. They are incredible. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for all the wishes. I didn't have the time to reply to all every messages that I got on that day, even on my social media platform. But I am truly, truly grateful to have people like you surround me and wish me happy birthday. And I thank God especially for another opportunity, another circle, another beginning to, make amends and live a better life. If I wasn't anyways, which I know I am on the right track. So it's just the hope to keep living and to keep living better and keep living for the people that really matters. So that's my prayer for this birthday. And I really love all my friends who wished me happy birthday, and those who cared for me, those who surprised me, those who sang for me, everything. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, so let's move forward out of just into my birthday. Let's move out of it a little bit. So from my last podcast I said I was grateful for many things. I am still grateful for all those many things, but most importantly I am grateful for, it's almost getting to 2 years, 1 year plus now that I'm a graduate. 1 year plus, getting to 2 years though that I became a graduate. So I am grateful to God for that, because a few months ago, I think early ending of February, I was able to go pick up. Beginning of March, I started. That was when our results were ready, and then I could squeeze out few times out of my busy project that I was handling, and then step into school to pick up my results, my HND results. And guess what? Finally, after all said and done, the process of result collection in my school, Institute of Management and Technology, IMT, Enugu, Nigeria. If you're a student in that school, I come work up for you. We that passed through that school, we see win. We saw win. Good. But it's all good. It's all part of the life experiences and the success story of our lives. We need to pay attention to every details. It is very key, because it gives you an holistic view of how God wants the whole thing to play out, and a better understanding of how the future is gonna be. So I was able to collect my result, and funny enough, the day of the collection, finished signing up every file, every whatever, from audition, auditory to all the signatory to collection of this result. I signed everything, and finally I came to exams and record to collect my results. And finally they found my file and then searched for my name, and then here is my result looking at me. And the woman looked at me like this and said, hey, Nancy Chamaka, this one VIP result. And I said, oh, what do you mean, ma? Because I didn't really, that wasn't a compliment. That was like very savage and kind of ulterior motive kind of word. I know. I said, Nancy Chamaka, now VIP result be this. Chona is something before you collect. And that sounds so odd to me. Imagine a woman, I am a student of that school, paid all my school fees from beginning to end, paid all the extra payment required to be certified as a student and to be certified as a graduate of that school. And finally, I came to collect my result, and you're telling me it's a VIP result. On top of my school fees payment, on top of my brain, on top of my stress, you're telling me it's a VIP result. Who cares? Who really cares if it's a VIP result? It is my result. Yes, I made distinctions. I'm a distinction student. So On what basis would you tell me to settle you, to give you certain payment before result collection? I'm not owing school. So that really set it down. You see, Nigerian system is really, really messed up. It is not our leader anymore. What this whole thing is teaching me with this electoral process now is that, man, it's never the leaders. It is ourselves by ourselves. We are the cause of our problem. Imagine a non-academic staff tasking me to give her something first before I will collect my result. It's not like I'm owing school. That was an insult of its highest order. And the height of corruption in our system, from school to hospital to offices, local government, everywhere. It was really heartbreaking. Funny enough, I wanted to react. It was my friend who came with me was like, Momina, she's a bright student now. Just because I forgot, I don't know. Sometimes when I hear those kind of things, I react in a certain way that I know is not appreciated. But that's how my anger is for certain people who do not try to obey the law. I don't know, out of their own selfish interest, they tend to just take advantage of whatever situation it may be. And it's crazy, driving me crazy, honestly. So, funny enough, my friend intervened and, started talking to her because they know each other. They know the me, I don't know the woman. See, all my years in that school, I am not a fan of any non-academic staff. Nobody knows me in any office. Even my HOD. The day I came to my HOD's office to sign, they were wondering to sign. And the man looked at me and looked at my name. I said, are you really a student? My HOD was asking me when I came to sign my files while we were doing our last documentation before before our project defense and everything. So it was crazy. I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be known. Let me just go through school and come out, because these guys are crazy. Every human being working in that school, they're just few good souls there. Few. And it's hard to see them. So for you to know how much I avoided to even be known, to be seen for any reason, whether good or bad, I don't want you to know me. Don't even mark my face. So it's crazy, right? It was really, really crazy. So honestly, it was heartbreaking. But, I am grateful and thankful to God that my friend was with me. He helped me manage the situation. He helped me really manage it. So finally they talked and he gave me my result and I left. And then here it is, another phase of suffering as usual. It happened that they made mistake in my name. Imagine in a university, in a polytechnic that is based in Igbo land. And it's Igbo people that are working in those offices, typing the names of students. Even from department, I've never had misspelling of my name from the department for any reason, for one day. But unfortunately, the day they were now typing my result, they made mistake in my name. And not even my surname, not even my English name, my Igbo name, my first name, Chi Amaka. They were writing Chimaka for me. Who does that? And by the time I went back, that same day, went back to the office, there's a mistake in my name. They told me, it will go another through process. And they will do this, they would write letter, I will write letter to exams and record for correction of name. Oh my God, I could not believe my eyes. I could not believe. Do you know this thing took weeks before I was able to rectify this problem? But, God works in mysterious ways. Like I said, God works in mysterious ways. God was amazing and kind to me. Specifically, I don't know why, but I am a beneficiary of God's kindness and favor. So far, so good in my life. So this same friend of mine was with me. And he was like, Nancy, this is a very big problem, but I have him here. Let him do what he can do. Let him run. First of all, that I should write the letter needed. That letter is very important to help speed up the process of the name correction. and everything. So I wrote the letter, I gave it to him. He was the one submitting it. I didn't even go to, because interacting with some of these women, they can be very, very annoying. From there, they say it will cost money, it will cost this, it will cost that, everything. If you want it to be fast, if you don't want it, it will take months before. And from months, they'll start telling you a story about your results where you don't collect. Oh my God, Nigeria won't kill me. But thank God so far. It took weeks instead of months. I was able to collect the results back and everything, correction and everything. And most importantly, why I share this story is that I just wanted to let you know that I'm a distinction student, first class student, yes. And I'm super happy for that God granted me all my suffering, all my, sleepless nights of studying, all the process in school, that I came out with the best of the best results. Imagine being in this thing. Oh, come on. First class students, forget saying a polytechnic. For all of you with the federal universities, come, let's challenge ourselves. Bring your first class and I'll bring my first class. Let's challenge ourselves. Anyways, that's by the way. But I'm super excited. I'm grateful to God for that. These are one of the things I am grateful to God about, for the best results, being a distinction student in IMT. It's an honor, honestly. It's an honor. And I really worked hard for it. So let's move forward. There are a lot of amazing things that have happened in between, which I can't really remember, but yeah. Like I said, these stories, especially my involvement in the Enugu 2023 Guba election, is a series that will not happen just once. It's a series that will repeat itself until I exhaust all my experience. Honestly, there's a lot to share with you. There's a lot to share with you. Is it about the amazing pictures I've been taking, the stories behind those pictures? Nah, you need to see them. And a time will come when I'll send a link where you can see all those pictures. It's amazing. And it gives you an overview of how much hunger there is in town, how our people are suffering. That you can feed yourself once, twice, 3 times a day. Man, you're lucky. God is kind to you. There are people that eating once a day is like serious struggle. They don't know what tomorrow brings for them. And they're living in a very remote area where for the next phase of their life, they don't know what next to do. The government is not helping. Our leaders are not helping. Everybody is so selfish. It is heartbreaking, the sufferings of our people. And being part of the campaign process helped me realize this. People are really suffering. Thank God where you are, honestly. I am grateful to God where I am. I am really blessed, honestly. When you see what people are going through, you will tell you count yourselves and name your blessings. You will count it and name them. It is amazing. So, let's keep moving. There are plenty to share. And I know that it's more like something very emotional for me talking about these things, because honestly, like I said, this podcast is all about my experience, my story, my journey, the things I see, the people involved in this journey of mine. I'll bring them to the table. I'll share what I think. Sometimes I bring in people to share what they think also. So I believe in my next episode, I'm bringing somebody special, a youth like me, a namesake too. I'll work towards it anyways. I know she's amazing. She was involved with the campaign also. And, she will get to share her own story, her own part of the story. Because we all experience different things, even though we're in the same process. But the journey God is taking you is totally different from where God is taking me. So you will share your view from your own perspective, and it's enlightening to always hear people share their own experiences. and it's beautiful. That's how the beauty of life is appreciated. It's beautiful. And I'm happy. Remember again, it's your girl, Nancy Chamaka. I'm still here. I'm still, gisting with you. And it's beautiful coming here to share my thoughts with you and you listening. And it's also a process for me to learn and teach myself, to listen to myself, to learn, and to keep track of everything that happens in my life. I believe and I hope I'm encouraging you to keep forging ahead, keep believing in yourself, and keep, hope alive, irrespective of what Nigeria, where Nigeria is at this time of the time. Some of my fellow youth say this is the most difficult time to be a Nigerian. It is really hard to be a Nigerian. But we keep hope alive, honestly. There is something special to me, my boss told me. Why I was after the Guba results and the things that played out, how people vote buying, violence, the rigging, and everything the opposition party did just to get people to vote for them, just for them to continue to be in power. I was really heartbroken. My hope that was probably 80% for Nigeria or for Enugu went down to maybe 10%. And even that 10% is like, I don't think it will grow again because I've given up. Imagine believing, working, being part of the system that wants the change, being part of that change you want to see. And at the end of the day, all your effort is in vain. It's as if when they see the truth, they cover it up and choose to believe the lie they wish to. The INEC, all part of it, the police, the army, all this strong system are all part of this problem. Imagine, God, it was heartbreaking. So I was really lamenting and said, God, I don't think my hope for Nigeria is still going to grow. I'm really disappointed. In short, my honest prayer right now, you've been hearing me say Jackpot. Of course, myself, I get Jackpot dream. I get Jackpot plan. No, it's not a plan. It's more like a dream. Because if you say planning, financially, I have nothing to offer when it has to do with me leaving Nigeria. But I have plans. I have dreams that one day I have the hunger to leave this country. My dream was that, Nancy, leave this country, go build yourself somewhere, then come back. But after this election, if I leave, there's no tendency of me coming back. That was what I was saying to myself. But you know who changed that mindset? But that is why it's important, the kind of people you have around you. Because many a times, we see ourselves making decisions out of our own fear, out of our own disappointment, out of our own failure. It could happen to anyone. We make decisions because we feel bad, there is no hope anymore. Because we're still mourning, we're still in pain, we're still disappointed. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. But you know what this individual told me? A man I respect so much, a leader I look up to and learn from every day. He said that it is quite unfortunate what we see in this 2023 election. But we have to persevere. That was his word. And he is part of the Guba candidates. It was amazing to hear that from him. Irrespective of everything they did just because of him, just for him not to win. He said we have to persevere. Let the good deeds, let the good continue. We have to keep fighting for the sake of this nation, for the sake of the people suffering, for the sake of people who cannot feed themselves, for the sake of youths who are the futures of this country, the leaders of this country. And it was like from 10%, it went straight up to 50%. And now I can happily tell you that I still believe in Nigeria. I still have hope. Please, I believe you do too. Because we need all the hope we can have to join hands together to make this nation great again. If you can be honest You can be a self-governed leader in different firms that you work for, in your everyday life, in making sure that the system works perfectly, irrespective of the forces against you. Then there is still hope for the nation, because where 2 or 3 of us are still honest, who still believe in truth, there is still hope. I still do. And I believe there are still amazing people there who still believe in this nation. And I hope we'll get to that point when our honesty, our hard work, our faith, and our hope will become a reality. That is what my prayers are, and I know it will happen in no due season. A lot of people, P2B, Frank Wanke Jr., people like them have set the pace for others to follow. So in the next 4 years, whoever that has been declared the governor-elect, the president-elect, if you do not do what you're supposed to do, the people will vote you out. And I know by then, people must have understood what the process are. People must have realized that it wasn't about your stomach. People must have realized that it wasn't about the 5,000 naira that they gave you. It wasn't about the 10,000 naira that they gave you. It wasn't about the promise that they made for you. It wasn't about the position that they promised you. That it was about the welfare and the well-being of the Nigerian citizen. And that's what we can stand on and build on that will last longer. So that's my hope. That's my honest prayer. And I believe it will happen soon. So, yeah. So, it was really, really an experience. Really, really an experience. So, I think I'm going to cut the curtain here, because this is a lot to digest. By next episode, I'll bring you the premium version of the whole campaign and election experience. One hand. On the other hand, we'll synergize together and see how we can move forward as young youths in Nigeria who still believe in doing the right thing. Well, one of my final experience in this whole injustice and system working against those who believe they can do the right thing. Okay, I told you guys one of my dreams, 2022 dreams, came to pass this month. I was able to get my international passport. I went to immigration to pick that up. I followed due process. I applied online, filled the form, went for my interview, and God was showing himself in different stages of that process. Because we don't have excess money and we're not in a hurry to leave the Nigeria yet, as it may be, or as it may seem, it's just to have it, because of course it's very important. For the nature of my job, I could travel out for a project, and if an opportunity could present itself for me to travel out for a project as a storyteller. So let it not be that it's an international passport that will stop me. So I had to just have it ready when I had the money to. So after 2 months of application, I left it for 2 months because I've been busy with work. So last week, I just went there and said, let me see whether it's out. And I went, they said, oh yes, it should be out. Because since December, it should be out. I said, okay, thank God. So by the time they searched for my file and they found my name, they say it's available. I saw it and I signed. Now it's for me to do some capturing, some thumb printing, maybe to validate the passport. After that, the guy there said, I should look for something for him. Hey, Chineke Mo. I shout again. I said, what is all this? Why does he have to be begging? Why do we have to keep begging in this nation? A man in a better position, in a public service, immigration office, a very sensitive position, you're telling a young girl like me, I should find you something. Because of what? Find you something before you give me my passport. You see? God, if I keep telling the experiences, it is heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking. these guys, it's a normal of life for them already. It's a natural way of life for them that every stage they have to want you to bribe them. Every stage they want you, they are looking for something extra. And why do we have to continue this way? Why do we have to continue to extort our fellow Nigerians? Because of what? Because of what exactly? I told the guy, I don't have anything. No. That even with the Naira crisis, it's hard to see cash. I know how I was able to find myself there. I know how hard it is. How much I spent in thousands of Naira just to get there because there's no cash to take normal bus transport. But yeah, and somebody have the audacity to tell me, seize my passport, keep it on his table, and say I should bring something first. And I refused. I did. I was like, seriously. And the guy was, he wanted to be a problem. I said, okay, no problem. I don't have anything. But you see why Nigeria will continue to be where we are today. If we do not choose to be responsible at every stages in this country, it is going to be a disaster. Please, let's stop. Especially people in public services, especially people working for government. The next thing they will tell you is government. Government is it not you? Are you not the one representing government? Are you not the one representing government? Is it Buhari that will come and give me my passport? Is it Vice President that will come and give me my passport? You are the one. The federal government has employed you to represent them. And your job roles have been described to you. Why will you not keep to them? Why will you not keep to the oath you sworn? Why will you choose to disobey the law? Why will you decide to go contrary to the law? Why would you want somebody to bribe you, or bought you over, or even buy you over, or do something against the same government you're representing? Well, the word is enough for the wise. This is where I will cut it off, because if I start to talk about how I feel about this nation, my experiences in public places, it is heartbreaking. It's not something to be proud of. But we need to continue talking about it. We really need to continue talking about it. Keep saying the truth the way it's supposed to be said. Then let's see what we can take it, how long it can go in affecting change. And please, for my young youths, for the people who still believe in doing the right thing, if you do not align with those people who want to do the right thing, please align. It's better for you. To be on the right of history is the best thing that will happen to you. To be on the right side of history. To be on the right side where people want to make true change. People want to make true change for the people, not for themselves. Is better than being on the selfish part of it all. Because at the end, as Nagocho Sagwamai, in Igbo is an Igbo adage. After running, we'll count the miles, right? Please try and be proud of your own miles, because I will be proud of mine, because I have chosen to stay on the right side of history in doing the right thing, in telling the truth, in doing what I think I should do, in saying the truth, in being responsible, and in being an obedient citizen of Nigeria. Please, this is key to taking this nation forward. For all the young people out there is no fast track to anything. There is no fast track to success. There is no fast track to making money. You really need to have value. You really need to work for it. It's better you remember this. It's better you believe it, because there's no fast track to anything. Everything that happens in life has a process. You cannot count 1 and want to count 10. It's not possible. it is not possible. So, like I said, the word is enough for the wise. Let's call it a day today. It's a girl, Nancy Chiamaka, and this is my life, my identity podcast with a girl. It's been amazing talking to you. It's been beautiful being here after a long break, and it's an eventful one for that matter, and a heart-throbbing one for that matter. And I'm happy to continue to share my experience with you. I'm happy to also hear your feedback and have your view on these things that I've shared. I'm open to criticism, I'm open to correction, I'm open to your own views or the things you want to hear, or if you also want to be on the podcast, I'll be happy to have you. So let's make this more lively. Let's make this more fun. Thank you and thank you and thank you. I love you and I love you and I love you. Keep living, keep loving, keep enjoying. Remember to be and to represent the Nigeria very well. See ya on the next episode. Bye.